Get ready to laugh so hard your toga might come loose. A funny thing happened on the way to the Forum is heading to Queen Street Playhouse this weekend. Joining us with all the details is George Metropolis, who will be starring as Hero, and Maddie Casto, who will play Philia. Thank you both for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
So this musical is a classic, right? It's
Correct.
been reimagined several times. Maddie, can you tell us how the Queen Street Playhouse is putting their own special spin on it?
Absolutely. So Linda Eisen, our director, she is a big director around town. She owns Coastal Talent and represents tons of talent in the Low Country. She decided that this musical is so important for today. We were talking earlier that it's Stephen Sondheim's, it was one of his very early musicals. And this musical has been popular since the 60s. And all these years later, it still, stands up. And Linda knew that. So she decided to go to Queen Street Players, rent the theater herself and put this on because she knew how important it was. And we have a beautiful collaboration between seasoned professionals, people who have been performing in Charleston for over 40 years. We have incredibly young talent that has just graduated from college, and we have some very special performers who are part of Heart. And so this really exciting production is colorblind, gender blind, age blind. It is ability blind. No matter who you are, when you come to see the show this weekend, you will be represented on that stage, which is, it gives me goosebumps just to say that.
Oh,
it's
totally.
really, really cool.
Wow, how incredible is that?
Thank you.
And now for someone who may not be familiar with this show, can you tell us about it, George?
Yeah. So it's a classic. It was written in the 60s. And so the story is of a slave named Pseudolus, played by Clyde Moser, who's amazing and hilarious and really talented. And he wants to win his freedom. And so he finds a way by helping his master Hero try to woo his neighbor courtesan, played by Maddie. And so all the hijinks and all the sort of stuff that kind of gets in the way of that.
Yeah, so it's a comedy, right?
It is
Absolutely.
a comedy. It is a comedy.
Okay,
yes.
now are there any other deeper themes explored, Maddie?
I think so, and this is a wonderful question, that even though it's a classic, it's very, very funny. Pseudolus the entire time is trying to find his own way in the world. It'd be very easy. He inherits all this money. He could buy his freedom, but he decides to do it his own way. And him and Hero work together to make that happen. And I feel a lot of our young performers, a lot of our artists, a lot of people that are interested in seeing the show, they're all trying to find their own way in the world today, which, with everything going on in the world, with social media, with everything that, we see right in the palm of our hands, that's what's so great about theater in the first place. You can turn that off, put it away, and you can be lost in theater, lost in the comedy, lost in the musical, but still find a piece of your heart. And that's the greatest thing about the show, is that it has so much heart. Whether it's a love story, whether it's about rekindled love, you see that in the two people who play George's parents, played by Robin Schuler and Dick Latham. And we have so many great people, because like I said, it's gender blind. So you're gonna see people, men playing women, women playing men, people playing people, which is wonderful. And I think that's a great, strong underlying about this musical that I don't know if Stephen Sondheim even knew you could do, that it would carry through 60 years later or 40 years later, which is exciting.
There are so many incredible components to this show. And George, I want to ask you, what are you most excited for audiences to see and hopefully take away from this performance?
Yeah, I'm most excited about the inclusivity. So getting to see all of what Charleston is represented on stage together. So we have folks from the organization Heart, the Heartists, and so they are just amazing. Christian and Cassie and Sarah. Yeah. And so them and other members of our community, and just getting to see a better representation of who we really are as a community.
That's absolutely true. And now there's only 5 shows.
There's
so
only
we only have 5 opportunities to see this.
Exactly.
When are they, Maddie?
So they are just this weekend. We have 1 show on Friday. We have 2 shows Saturday and 2 shows Sunday.
Okay, and tickets, where can we get tickets?
Tickets, you can go to Eventbrite and just look up the name of the show, Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, Charleston. Or you can buy tickets at the box office during the weekend. And then you can follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at FunnyThingCHS.
Wonderful, and that's where you can find all the information.
Absolutely.
George, Maddie, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank
and
you.
I'm so excited to see the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We're back in 2 minutes.